Welcome back to another tutorial on Railway Empire 2. And this one here, first, this is called concession. You need to buy the right to build, depending on the options in the game. You can turn this off, but by default I think it's on. At least in the campaign anyway. So you need to pay a certain price to get access. As you can see now, we have access to North Carolina. And now in this tutorial, we're gonna make our existing lines a little bit more complicated. Well, not complicated, complex, I guess. So we're gonna add Charlottesville and Big Lick, because that's a nice straight line. Why not? So we're gonna add a station. And like I said, keep in mind to keep the main building of the station on the same side as on the other ones. In this case, it's always on this side. Same in Big Lick. But I cannot build it right now because I haven't connected the prior station here. You always have to connect the prior station in cities. You can build rural businesses, you can build as many stations as you want without connecting them. But cities you can only build once other connections are built. Anyway. So we're going to build now our line from Washington to Charlottesville, straight as possible.
Another step done.
Build, and we build all four tracks. Again, this is just for tutorial purposes. You don't have to build 4 tracks at the beginning, especially if your trains are very slow and do not deliver much goods. This is purely for tutorial purposes. Only build more tracks once you see there is an actual impact from slowing down trains or too many trains, whatever. Keep that in mind. Just make it clear. Anyway, we're going to set our gridirons again on both entrances of the train station. We're going to set the direction. Well, good direction is good. Again, right is going to, left is coming to. There we go. We build our depots. Again, I like to build 2. That's, again. See, this just happens. Doesn't matter really, but try to build it on the outside as well, on the same side as the station. Just for convenience, I guess. There we go. And then another train station here in Big Lick. And then we connect it to our station in Charlottesville. There you go. We double up, triple up, quadruple up, and then gridiron on both sides again. Like so. Set the direction. And the supply tower. There we go. And now it's time to... Okay. And now it's time to improve on our train network. So we take the passenger line. Right now the passenger line is just going from Philadelphia to Washington and back. But we can improve this because we don't need a train for every connection. We can have one train going further. So we're gonna edit it. So what we're going to do is make one passenger line from Philadelphia to Big Lick and back. So it goes Philadelphia, Washington, Charlottesville, Big Lick, Charlottesville, Washington. And we're gonna add 2 more trains because, yeah, further distant. Actually, I'm gonna do 6 trains to have at least 2 trains per connection. This is 1, 2, 3 times 2 makes 6. Okay. Now, to make sure that the trains are not crossing in stations, so they don't have to wait for each other, gonna recheck this. Philadelphia, it doesn't matter where it starts, because it will only go in and out on the same side, so that doesn't matter. So that's good. In Washington, however, you want it to stay. You see, it comes in on the right track. The right track is the first track of the station. So you set it to first, which is already is, but just keep it. Charlottesville as well, you want it on the first track, which is the one that, this one here, this is the first track. So you don't want it to go into the station and change to this track and then rechange this track to go out. See what I mean? You have two crossings that will pose problems. And Big Lick, it doesn't matter. But for this, you can choose either. That doesn't matter, because it goes in and goes out. But later you will have another train, maybe in another direction, which then can use the track 2. So you have one line on track 1 and one line on track 2. So we're going to do this now at Charlottesville on the back. Now we want to have track 2, because this is track 2. It comes in track 2, it goes out in track 2, it stays on track 2 all the time. And the same in Washington, track 2. So this way the train will never cross the tracks in between in Charlottesville or Washington, which will remove any potential bottlenecks. Then we confirm. Now if it says like this, without direction tracks with direction, that means that somewhere it's possible that the track hasn't been properly assigned a direction, which in this case it's no problem. We're going to click OK. We're going to click here. We're going to click the direction. I can see where I eventually missed something, and it's here. I forgot to add the direction. Again, the train will still run on these tracks. It will just maybe run on the other tracks than you maybe wanted to. But it's a simple fix. There you go. Now we have a train running from Philadelphia to Washington, Charlottesville, Big Lake and back. And that's an easy setup for a multiple connection passenger line, express line rather, which should be quite efficient. Just keep in mind that you do not want to have, well, first of all, you don't want to have every rail line just having 2 stops, because it will really clutter your UI with the amount of lines you will have. So it's good practice to have sensible lines like this. This is a 4-stop line. It will run back and forth, no problem. Now, if we add something more, for example, if we're going to expand to New York City, Boston, and Portland, which is also a quite nice line upwards here, then we won't extend the line that we already have, but we will build a new one that goes from Philadelphia, New York, Boston, Portland, Boston, New York City, Philadelphia. So it goes back and forth. Everybody that wants to travel further south or north from one train or the other can change in Philadelphia, and they will change. They do not need anything. They will change trains on the station. As long as there is a station, they will change. Not on rural businesses, unless you have a special building, which we'll get into now. But yeah. Anyway, this way the line remains short enough to not bug out, if you like, but long enough to be worthwhile, I guess. So that's it for this. Thanks for watching, and I see you back in the next tutorial. Bye.